Bing, boing, bing. Everybody has a story to tell with Toddy One Skip. Hey, hey guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I'm Toddy One Skip. How are you? Thank you for allowing me to be part of your day. I gotta tell you, excuse me, I was gonna go to bed, but Eric spoke and well, we listened, right? So I was listening and doing things because I really didn't expect Eric to speak, but he did. And he gave the date and he talked about Charlie Kirk and almost compared himself to Charlie Kirk as far as the importance he had in this world. Uh, Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk had a lot of importance in this world, much more than I think Eric Carroll. But in all fairness, nobody should go out that way. And we don't wish for that. And I'm sure that Eric's wife thinks that he is more important than Charlie Kirk. However, why bring Charlie Kirk into this? You know, there was a lot of things that I was just like, what are we doing? What? Oh, anyway, guys. So yeah, mm, I wanted to show you this first because somebody sent this to me, and then we'll get into Eric's interview or uh, Eric's speech, Eric's explanation, Eric's time to talk, Eric, whatever it was. Let's just. Oops. Oh my God, you kidding? Okay, so here we go.
So Amy Crum put this out on Facebook. It's a message between Sonny and I have
out of control that I'm going to make.
So okay, so there was a message right there that apparently Sonny called APS, Adult Protective Services, again. So I mean, why do these people keep calling Adult Protective Services? That's what I just am not understanding that. I think it didn't help, so let's continue to do it. I just don't understand. But okay. So now here he is, the guy we've been waiting to hear from. Well, I'm going to totally interrupt because I have to because of YouTube. So if you haven't seen this in its entirety, you can go see it or you can watch it with me where I'm going to sit here and interrupt and give my point of view. It might be funny because I'm kind of punchy. I'm really friggin' tired. So, it might be a little snarky. Let's go with it. This is guys, Eric Carroll.
Make a little video right now. Obviously, there's only so much I can say. There's an investigation going on, but I want you to know this. I was the one begging for there to be an investigation.
Yeah, from APS, we know that you called.
I have been a cooperating witness from day one.
What about the money? You haven't been cooperating with money. They need the money.
Talking to the state police, talking to Adult Protection Services.
Well, we know about the Adult Protection Services and probably talking to the state police probably because you were afraid that somebody was going to take you out. Like, oh, let him talk. Let him talk, Toddy. Let him talk.
Whatever you need, I've got it. Here you go. I've got nothing to hide.
Then why'd you run away?
I've got all the receipts, documents, text messages, emails to
chicken scratch
back up everything I've been telling you guys along the way. I have nothing more to say.
But yet you're going to go on for about 20 more minutes.
What is going on right now, the real exploitation is right now all these content creators that are going around making up these scenarios and nobody is even close, guys.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Mr. Carroll, you exposed the Whittakers and you put cameras in their faces and you did ask for money and you got paid from all of the views. And just like you wanted to report on them, so did we. The difference is we didn't go there and stick our cameras in their faces and ask them to perform for us. So let's get that correct, sir.
To knowing what the real story is. Not
The real story is you left with their money and you didn't answer anybody, not them. You didn't owe us shit. You owed them their money.
even close. You've got several different scenarios with that misrepresentation. You've gotten people that have gotten text messages that have complete new narratives behind it, and they're trying to twist it to make it look like it's something more than it really is. And then
you got people trying to figure out a story because you left with people's money. You accused people of ABUSC, of shitting on themselves and leaving them in it. And apparently it was all right with you before until you left. I mean, when you could actually do something about it, you just, I don't know, sucked it up and decided to talk about it after they left, because that's what you did. That's what you have done. Okay. You bashed Patrick, whether he's right or wrong. You knew things about him and went into a business deal with him, which you asked to come into. But then on your first time of being with him, you realize, oh my gosh, he's somebody who doesn't have a home. He basically, doesn't have walls in his home. And I don't want to stay there because he wanted to give me an egg crate, mattress that looked like it was drugged through the mud, and I just need a good night's sleep. And but then you saw where he threw his phone because he stole somebody's tools, and yet you kept that from everybody else and called him a good man, a good guy. As a matter of fact, you said he wasn't a drug addict. That's what you said. And you told him you should even take a pill for your leg. And then you turn around and you say something totally different. And then you say he messed up the room and the room is all messed up and I had to pay extra for that. And I got receipts. I'll show them. You haven't shown anybody any receipts. So the fact that we care about the family and, you watched them from afar and had an interest in them. We have watched them from afar. I've been watching them for 2 years. I've commented on them for about 1.5 years now. So what's the difference? The difference is what? I didn't go there, break up a family and put the camera in their face, make a shitload of money and take off with it. You're right. I didn't do that.
I'm seeing stuff, guys, that people are just making up completely out of thin air. None of it makes any sense. My wife came to me one night, very angry, seeing a woman say that she had known me and my wife her whole life. The reason I wasn't able to come home from West Virginia is because I'm on methadone.
So, okay, if your wife's mad about that, why would she be mad about that unless you're on methadone? I mean, unless she thought maybe you were on methadone and kept it as a secret, because you really don't have a lot of control over what people say online. There's vicious people online and they believe people. There's a lot of fucking followers. There's very few people that use critical thinking, but you have been online. You are an experienced content creator. So you know this. You have been on one side or the other of something. Your wife has experienced this before. Don't make it now. Like, don't sit here and cry victim now. I have had problems on each platform I've been on, only because, just like every content creator, we're always up for scrutiny. Everybody's got a comment to say. Everybody's on a different side, more or less. Excuse me, for the most part. You get people that back you, but then you get these trolls and haters. They're there. You know it. And you speak on more controversial topics. So your wife should know how to behave and should know how people behave. Your wife should know how people behave, Eric. So come on, let's be real. This isn't new to her. You're sitting here trying to make us look there instead of there, right in your face. I'm looking right in your face, sir.
And my wife has given me this ultimatum. I can't come home until I'm off of the methadone. I've never taken methadone in my life.
So what is she mad about? That you came home before, or that there's a rumor out there? Like, I'm trying to understand, what is it that she's so upset about your wife? Why did you even bring her into this? Again, as a content creator, people get hate. It's unfortunate. That's the way it is. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants to be super strong behind a keyboard. What can I tell you?
None of us know who this person is, and there has been more scenarios like that, guys, than I can even start to tell you. At the end of the day, I did what I did for 3 people out there, and I'm not going to say their name.
Why not? Why isn't it worthy to say their name? And he's shaken. Like, he's been shaken through this whole thing because I think he's angry. I think he's fuming. Like, you can see him shaking. So you did it for what? You think that they're thanking you right now, Eric? Do you really think? I'm just asking for a friend. Do you really think that Timmy, Ray, and Lorraine are in their beds thanking you right now? Yeah, Betty's not. Larry's not. You know, I guess Betty, what? You didn't care? So the reason why you don't like Betty is because she's a weak woman who doesn't like confrontation, wants a little bit of maybe peace in her life, and is taking care of her family since she was 12 years old. So the fact that she just doesn't want to fight or doesn't know how to fight or doesn't rationalize, that's what you are holding over her head, or the fact that you made a father pick between his sister or his daughter. Which one are you going to talk about? This is the stuff. This is the stuff, sir. This is the stuff.
You know who I'm talking about, and they love me.
I doubt it, sir. I doubt that they love you at all, Eric Carroll. I am so pissed that you are out here trying to convince people. Are you serious? Why? Because you gave them a bag of chips? Are you serious? Because why? Because you bought Timmy green eggs and ham? You showed him how to dance and put him online while he was dancing to Barney, a grown man? Did you not think that maybe, I don't know, that was a little demeaning? That couldn't be a moment that you shared with him? If it's so precious, you had to put it online? I mean, he's in his 40s. He might not understand what the fuck you're doing, but do you really think it's appropriate to put it online? You don't think that that was something maybe you just could have shared? Come on, man. There were appropriate moments and there were inappropriate moments.
I think the way they act when I'm around tells you everything you need to know.
You want to see how they act when you're around them now? You want to hear what they have to say about you now? That should tell you everything we know.
They didn't have a voice. I wanted to be there.
No, see, you need to stop. Just because you didn't understand what came out of their mouth doesn't mean they didn't have a voice. You didn't understand them. You wanted to interpret it your way. You took somebody that speaks a completely foreign, different language, and you made content out of them. You took them away from their mom. You assumed you knew everything this guy was telling you or talking about. You know, Timmy, right? That's who we're talking about. And Lorraine, right? When she all got bubble. Well, you didn't see the video. I'm sorry, you didn't see the video of Mark Leda where Lorraine's trying to have a whole conversation and she's touching her heart. You didn't see that? How everything lit up? How Ray wanted Mark to sit down and have coffee with him? What? That's just all you? Come on, man. Like, at least this is the shit. You want people to believe this, and there's more to this. Like, just like you say, there's more to this. And you're not speaking the truth. You're not giving Mark Leda credit. You're not giving the family credit. You're not giving the Whittakers any credit.
Your voice. I know things. I will eventually be able to tell you what's going on. I can't do it right now. But
yeah, well, you could. I disagree. I disagree. I think you could.
when I can, I promise you, I never would have said anything.
You know, let me tell you something. Before the investigation began, there was what, like 3 or 4 days? You just fucking took off, Eric. You just took off. Before there was an investigation, you didn't say anything. You took off. You left them with no money and you broke up a family. And that's where you just don't want to stop. And you don't want to stop there and think about that.
If I didn't have the proof to back up everything I've been saying to you,
You've been saying this, as well as you've said before, that you never borrow money or ask for money or have money donated. And yet Lady K showed 3 times from your Facebook and your videos how many times you asked for money. So guys, if you didn't see, Lady K did a live and it was this guy asked for money 3 times.
guys. But again, from day one, I have been a cooperating witness, talking to the state police, talking to adult protection services.
Well, we know about adult protection services. And let me tell you something. If the state police was out for you and they actually did reach out to you, and I believe you're under investigation. I don't know if they've reached out to you yet. I don't know. But I would assume, yeah, absolutely, you'd be 100% cooperative. There's no doubt in my mind. Of course you would be. So would Patrick. So would the normal average bear. It doesn't mean that you're always telling the truth. You know, you are a manipulator, sir. You try to manipulate.
Also, the money that's owed to the Whittakers. I tried to get that money over to the authorities since day.
Police don't take the money, sir. They don't take the money, and you know better. Here's a guy, again, that is supposed to have experience about raising money and where to put money, and he doesn't. He doesn't, because he doesn't either have experience or he doesn't care. One of the two. And if he doesn't care, he's a crook. Now, we can see that he has experience. I mean, he keeps touting his experience.
One, I didn't want that money in my control. It was so.
If you didn't want that money in your control, like, listen, why did you have all of those accounts in your name? If you didn't want that money in your control, why didn't you do a GoFundMe? If you didn't want that money in your control, why didn't you take the time to find a lawyer before you got a red cent and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do with the family. I know that we're going to be bringing in money because that's what their past shows. And we're going to do this because we're going to build them a house. So I'm going to ask you, because I'm going to ask for money. I'm going to give you $500. I'm going to take the $500 back as soon as we get paid, guys. Okay. I just want to be clear. I want to give you $500, lawyer man or lawyer ma'am, so that you could please, we can get you on retainer. And so that people will know that the money is going to a lawyer that is going to hold it for us. I'm sure you could have done that. Or you could have went to the GoFundMe where everybody could see where the money went. Again, the problem that you had with the GoFundMe was the way that Mark dispersed the money. So there was never any problem with the GoFundMe. The GoFundMe told you every dime that was donated and by whom. So the paperwork involved in that was minimal. You had very little responsibility with the GoFundMe. It tells you how much you got. It tells you who sent it. Man, did that shit all in one spot. Come on. If it smells like a duck, it farts like a duck, it shakes like a duck, it's a duck. And you, sir, are quacking all the way to the bank.
Supposed to go into a trust account. The day that Betty no-showed the meeting with Adult Protection Services, is the same day she no-showed the meeting with the attorney, Robert Dunlap, out of Beckley, West Virginia, where I had emailed back and forth with him and said, I'm bringing Betty with me so we can get this trust account set up today.
Okay, so now let's stop and let's remember that there was a confusion about the court date, right? And Eric even admitted, so we shouldn't forget, he even admitted that he got the court date wrong. He even admitted that he thought it was on the 10th, but no, it was on the 4th, right? He even admitted that, but apparently we're going to forget that. Like, we're going to forget that ever happened, and now we're going to blame Betty, who doesn't have a car, didn't have any of the paperwork, probably didn't understand the paperwork. I mean, here's a guy who wanted to be an advocate and just not when it had anything to do with them, only with the money is what it looks like. That's what it looks like.
With them getting government benefits, they can't have just big sums of money gave to them. It can mess up things.
You're not a lawyer. You're not a businessman, Eric. Clearly you're not. So I would have just gotten a lawyer and had the lawyer do it. I would have went ahead with the GoFundMe and then have the lawyer involved. But to just keep everybody's money in your own pocket, and you were the one, sir. You were the one that had control over everybody's fucking money, except, what did you say? For Patrick's Facebook page. Yeah, you had control over all that other stuff except Patrick's Facebook page.
But I'm in contract with Betty and Larry. That's their money. And if they will tell me where to put it, I have an attorney now. The last thing I wanted to do was go.
See what I'm saying? Like, he's saying, okay, now I have an attorney, so now I can give them the money. Because I'm sure the police are saying, give them the fucking money. But, he's saying now he has it. He shouldn't have left with that money. There was money, guys. He's been covering the Whittakers, I think, since what? The end of June. Let's see how long he's been covering the Whittaker. I don't want to be incorrect in this. So it's the Whittaker Facebook page, which I think is still up and running, and I think it's monetized. Let's just see. Whittaker family. Not Facebook, I'm sorry, YouTube. Whittaker family. Let's see. Yeah, so it's got 85,800 subscribers, okay? And yeah, it's still active. Just so you know, it's still active. Let's just see how long they've been going. Okay, so he has stuff from 3 months ago. Heartfelt interview with Betty and Larry Whittaker. Let's see if he's even got the date on here. Hang on, let's see if he's even got the date on here. So it says 3 months ago. Here we go. Join us in an emotional and eye-opening interview with Betty and Larry Whittaker as they open up about their rich family history and dispel the painful things surrounding them. Dive into their personal stories of resilience and heartache as they candidly share the impact of being labeled as inbred and the profound hurt it causes. So that was 3 months ago. So July, August, September. Okay, so they started in July. My mistake, in July. So they should have got money in August. I don't think they got a dime, right? And this is from a lot of different platforms. They should have got money September. There should be a hell of a lot of money that's going there. And that's something that can definitely possibly even get them their house, their little mobile home or whatever. But, and he should have given them their money. There should have never been stipulations on their money. So I just think that's wrong.
Hire an attorney. I was in this thing to build a house for.
I bet you he takes the deduction from the lawyer that he has to pay now out of the monies. You want to bet? You want to bet he does? I wouldn't have had to do it if it didn't. If you wouldn't have done anything wrong, you wouldn't have had to do it. You're right.
This family, of whom the majority of them I love very much.
No, you didn't, or you wouldn't have left them like that. You wouldn't have split up the family. You wouldn't have pretended that you knew what was best for a family that you only knew for 2 months, Eric. You met them a total of how many times? 4? 4 times? And you know what was best for them? A family that most people can't understand, and you knew what was best for them? You know how stupid that sounds? I just as a grown ass man, do you know how stupid that sounds? And you wanna blame us for making accusations about you, for thinking about you, for assuming about you and your behavior? You wanna get mad at us because we say you ran off with their money because that's what you have shown us in the behavior that you've had over the past 3 months with this family? How you actually used, in my opinion, like a bag of chips for Lorraine, made a big deal about a bag of chips for Lorraine. We even heard you call them a gimmick at one point. This gimmick, I mean, Freudian slip of the tongue. I don't give a shit, but that's what you did. So, I mean, you know, at least own your shit, man. And then when people call you out on it, you just turn around and act like we're stupid and we're making shit up. Well, that's what happened. That's exactly what you did, Eric. That's exactly what you did. And the fact that people are calling you out on it, it's because they care about the family. They have been watching this family and they watched you take advantage of them. And you're not exclusive. We're blaming Patrick too, just so you know.
And that's not happening now. I wasn't getting the truth from anyone. Nothing was transparent.
How's that feel? How's that feel to not get the truth from anyone? How's that feel? Here's the problem. You're asking a bunch of people their perspective of something, and it's not what you want. You want things in black and white, and that's just not the way the world works. Betty does not seem to like conflict, so she seems to tell people what they want to hear. That is the way she survives in this world. It's not like she's had a lot of opportunity to engage with people, but you don't give her any grace with that. You expect her to be as worldly as you. Yeah, you're an idiot when it comes to that. You want to say that you care about people, that you know about people. You can't relate to people. Not them, not them. You used a bag of chips to basically like she was a seal, like a performing seal, and made a big deal about a bag of chips and did it on camera. Kept looking back for the camera. You like it? Do you like them? Everything you gave to this family, you made a big deal about. You like that pizza? You like that pizza, Ray? Ray, you like that pizza? I got you a whole pizza. It was a donated pizza, but yeah, you like them what are they, overalls? Ray, you like, we got Ray some good, yeah, we're gonna take them ball. They've never gone, but I mean, come on, we watched it.
And I would love to tell you, if I knew then what I know now, I never would have gotten involved.
Yeah, because your ass is in trouble.
You don't know what I know. I can't say that because I know there's 3 people that are much better off right now than they were before.
You don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that. Because right now, the nursing and the healthcare in our country is not up to par. It is not up to par. We are so severely shorthanded that people are working so many hours, their patience is wearing thin. And you think that Ray and Timmy and Lorraine really, that somebody who doesn't have patience can deal with that, or somebody shorthanded and they can't get to them? You don't think that maybe Ray is being tied down? I'm just asking. I mean, really? You don't think that Timmy is separated from his mom? for the first time ever, and somehow you find that better because you find it better. That's what you think is better. You know why? Because it makes you sleep better at night. That's the only reason why it's better. And that's just the truth.
But it has not been easy for me.
Well, who gives a fuck about you, sir? Who really cares about you? You split up a family. You're back at home with your wife. You make a big deal about that later. Guys, this is 30 minutes. I don't want to go on more and more about it, to be honest with you. We're going to leave it here. And I'm going to come back and do a part 2 to this if you want me to. You'll decide. I have a lot of venom here because he doesn't take responsibility. He takes no responsibility. He did nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. This guy did absolutely nothing wrong. And yeah, apparently that's the way it is. So guys, I promise I'll do a part 2 if you want me to. I know, if you want to hear it without my butting in, then please, by all means, you can go check it out. It's on his Facebook page, or, I would get it from a content creator, to be honest with you. And don't give him any views if you, I mean, seriously, he'll get paid for this. Well, that's Eric's story. Don't let it be yours, right? Guys, this is Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you so much. I honestly do appreciate it. I hope you like this video. I know it's a little snarky, but yeah, I'm tired. So I'll see you on the next one, and be well, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. And please like, subscribe, and share. I really appreciate that. And hit the bell. Ring my bell. Bing, boing, bing. Everybody Has a Story to Tell with Toddy One Skip.